Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 82. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not Hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest in the building, making his second appearance on the podcast. My nigga, introduce yourself to the audience.
Yo, what up, man? It's your homie, the little big homie, you know what I'm saying, Blk Paco. And in here, you know what I'm saying? Happy to be here.
Shouts out to my man Blk Paco. He was one of the first couple of guests on the podcast, you know what I'm saying, back in the olden times, you know what I'm saying. You can still find those on SoundCloud only, though. Search How to Hustle podcast with Hype. But we're going to get you there. You know the rundown's coming every Monday, 2 o'clock on the Blk Radio Network. Every Monday. That is the exclusive home of the video of the How to Hustle podcast as well on the YouTube channel. Search Blk Radio Network for that. GFT Radio Network, 2 o'clock every Tuesday. Wednesdays is 216 The Blend, 12 at midnight, 12 o'clock midnight, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. They love me so much, they gave me a third slot. Then we go Thursday, WTNUphilly.com, 12:30s, WTNUphilly.com. Sunday, wow. Friday, I Say Podcast Radio Network, 10 a.m. THC Media on Saturday at 10 a.m. Sundays, we still looking to fill that in, y'all. Let's make that shit happen. Now, Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. It's my clothing line, custom jerseys, jackets, t-shirts, sweatsuits, baby jackets, jerseys, and all of that. Sweatsuits, you make it happen however you need it to happen. We can customize that situation for you. If you want to get your own logo or whatever customized on something, it's going to cost you a little extra, but we can make that happen too. And H2H Cleaning, at H2H Cleaning is my cleaning company on Instagram only, roofing, plumbing, HVAC, cleanups, cleanouts, flooring, carpeting, however you need that situation, we can make that happen as well at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. And also, you can still purchase those How to Hustle seminars. How to Hustle seminars can still be purchased. Just slide in my DMs. You can get all 5 episodes, or you can just get them one at a time, however you like to make that situation happen. All right, Paco, episode 82. You ready, bro?
I'm ready.
Finish this statement for me. We're going to give a couple of different examples a piece. We're going to go back and forth ping pong style. We used to. What are those things that we used to do that we need to do again? The things that just made sense that we did. Things that'll make things better than the way that they are now. Things that we need to get back to. Values we need to instill into this younger generation. Or instill back into some of these older generations. Some of these niggas, you know, ain't doing things the right way. In our opinion.
Sure.
Throw me your first joint out. We used to what?
We used to post regular pictures on Instagram.
What you mean by that one?
And it's too much. Instagram was mainly about pictures of yourself, you know. And I think we kind of got away from that. I think the meme era is shaping people's mindsets and is also closed-ended statements where it only worked for one side. You know, it only worked for your feeling for the day. So I think that's like starting off like just post regular pictures. Like, what are you doing? Like, what, like, you know, post you and your family, post you by yourself, post you looking at the sunset, bring more positivity to what we see every day.
All right, my first one is that we used to think about us and not me. We used to always think about the big picture and the larger perspective for us all. Kids was outside playing. You wasn't just saying, well, I'm only watching my son, make sure he don't run in the street and get hit by no car. No, you was looking to make sure the little girl, little boy, make sure everybody was cool. Because these are the same kids that your son, daughter is bringing in your house. These are the same kids that's looking up to you. These are the same kids that you watch and grow up, that you going to have a hand in, whether they in your house or not. You still going to have a hand in because it takes a village. It was always it took a village. Now we all think that we could just individually make this situation happen, which is how things have gotten to be fucked up.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. So, because when that whole theory came out about, you know, who's you know, who you supposed to buy McDonald's for, you know, like with all the extra kids, like if your child's mom got 2 or 3 other kids and they got different dads or whatever, and would you bring your kid McDonald's and not the rest of the kids? I mean, my answer was always be, The kids ain't got nothing to do with whatever adult situation it is. Like you
Copy.
don't you don't let your kid eat in front of all the other kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who raised these people though. Like I wouldn't want that. Like, your kid got a toy, he got a brother or sister, take him a toy. Like I don't get like that's just too much to worry about. It's too
So,
go ahead.
um, damn, you just caught my man, Big Dan. Shout out to Big Dan. Just called. It was the one just called me on the phone. We talked about this on the last episode he was on. Um, Same thing like you saying. The kids ain't got nothing to do with that. And if you look at it from the perspective of if you come down there with one burger and fries, your kid now has to go in the house and still deal with the fact that his brother, his sister, however many of them it is in there, are still hungry. And now we looking at you funny because it's like if one of us is struggling, we all got to be struggling. If we got one burger, if we ain't splitting this joint down the middle, cutting it in diagonal, and make sure we all get a piece, then we got a problem.
We about to rob him.
Yeah, like now you're creating but you creating resentment in between them kids now
For
because of the
sure.
bad decisions and choices that you made. So in that type of situation, Little Caesars pizzas is what, $5, $6 or something? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I wouldn't come to the house and just like I wouldn't do that. Now, also, I'm speaking from a place of both of my kids is by my wife. So this is not the experience that I've been through. I haven't had to
Man,
go
God
through
bless, man. That's a beautiful thing.
I mean, I ain't have to go through the scars and the trials and the tribulations of dealing with this woman and going through all of the drama that could have been to the point where now you taking it out on these kids who ain't got nothing to do with that. Them kids didn't ask to be here. Them kids didn't ask to be in a bad situation.
For
And
sure.
if you feel like you just wanted to feed yours, come take him with you.
Take
Don't
him
just
with you.
come.
Go and go
Yeah,
get something to eat.
yeah. Come get him, take him for an hour or two, and you go get him something to eat. But don't come pull up to the crib with a burger and some fries, and the other two ain't eat either.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
point.
And
That's just
and,
my
and
opinion.
Hank, on top of that, like what's $20, bro? Like we spend that,
I
you know what I'm
can't say
saying?
that because you don't know everybody's situation and circumstances is different. That's why I said if you gonna buy a Happy Meal, you could buy a Little Caesars pizza. You dig me? It's the same price. It's gonna be the same $8 probably.
Nah, man. Nah, come on, bro. Come on, man. Listen, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is if what are we complaining about? What are we like? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about a lot of money here.
Not
You know
at
what I
all.
mean? Is it the money or is it the like, what it made my kids? Is it the feeling or like, I don't know.
See, that's why I said though, it's the scars that we way off topic too. So we're
Yeah, I
gonna wrap
know.
this on
Go
up
ahead, go
here.
ahead.
It's I can't speak from a place of experience with that from my personal experience. I can speak from the shit that I've seen my friends and brothers go through,
For
but
sure.
it's a lot of different scars and shit that you might have from dealing with her and however many years it had been that y'all been going back and forth about this. Because we all know them kids turn into weapons. And the problem there is we not both focused on what's best for this child. We focused on I don't like her, I don't like him, or fuck him, fuck her type joint. And it starts to turn into everything but what's the focus should be them kids. Them
For
kids should be the
sure.
focus and the happiness for them kids should be the focus. Just because you made a bad decision don't mean that they should be penalized. So
For
like
sure.
you should always look at it like he ain't got nothing to do with that. She ain't got nothing to do with that. Just because your mom is a fucked up individual don't mean that I'm gonna treat you like shit because you didn't do nothing to me. Especially if they kids.
Right. But that come with two mature adults though.
Copy that. Yeah, you got to get there. I mean, everybody ain't there.
Right. For
Um,
sure.
so go ahead. What's your second? We used to.
My second one is family dinner on Sunday.
Nigga done killed me. Go ahead.
Like for real though, man. Like we don't like man, that's like, when I had my parents, man, that's what I miss the most. Like, man, we just all break bread. And mom start cooking like on Saturday, you know, and stuff like that, man. When people start moving out, like your older siblings and stuff like that, when stuff like that started to change, and then people started to die off and stuff like that, like that's what really made the family structure, and talking about what the week ahead, you know.
So, all right, I'm completely piggyback on you here. Mine's was gonna be we used to have family reunions.
Okay.
Full
But they
disclosure,
still
I'm gonna
had
be
they still have family reunions.
I can't tell you the last time I heard nobody say they was having a family reunion. We having a cookout
Mm,
at my cousin's. I can't remember. The cookout at my cousin's ain't everybody's coming. The family reunion is we getting everybody from everywhere is coming to this situation. Not we
yeah.
just having. I threw some hot dogs on the grill. Paco, y'all come slide. All right, that ain't a family reunion. That's just Saturday's cookout. Um, Little peek behind the curtain here. As of the day that we recording this, today is the anniversary of my aunt, my oldest aunt, my mom's oldest sister passing. She's
Sorry to
the
hear that.
aunt. It was 26, 27 years ago. Rest in peace, I mean me. She was the one though who's making all them phone calls, cussing everybody out, saying, "Have your ass down there at the park on the 13th, and we gonna be over here at this area." Like she was the one making those phone calls. So as years have gone on, it went from all right, somebody else picked it up, somebody else picked it up, and then it's like you said, this one gets older and has a baby, this one moves. Once all of those different things start to happen, and it's like everybody kind of lets that thing break apart. Now, one of my cousins was the first like cousin of our age bracket, our generation that passes. House phone rings every episode. Um, we're at the hospital, like standing over her body as she's going, and it's like none of our kids know each other. We all grew up together and all got raised together. So like we all got this tight bond, but none of our kids even know each other. Our kids could be in school fighting and don't even know that they're cousins. They could be North Philly, South Philly type thing, and they don't even know because we ain't had a situation where we put them together. So then for 2 years, I did the you're bringing the hot dogs, you got the charcoal, you bring the ice. You like I did that for 2 years just to try to reincite that thing in everybody. And it didn't take because year three it was like, well, ask Hype if we having a family reunion. Hype just showed y'all how easy this shit is. Somebody else pick the shit up, somebody else do it. We haven't had one in years. You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure. But yeah,
So
but like you said, everybody gotta feel included, and everybody gotta want to do it. Like it just
also, but this is it. Everybody doesn't put an emphasis on family. Family don't mean what it used to.
for
Like you
sure,
said, every Sunday we sitting down, we having dinner. We did Saturday. Every Saturday night we sitting here, we gonna have dinner. It'd be like, yo, what y'all do? We gonna be at my mom's that Saturday. Don't just come. We gonna be there, and you know we gonna be there. It's gonna be enough food for everybody. You ain't gonna have to worry about, oh damn, I showed up late, I didn't get to eat nothing. But if you don't put that emphasis there, everybody gets into the so much of like, well, I don't talk to that nigga. I don't fuck with them. They got me fucked up. Once you start getting into all of that goofy extra shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing, because it's about them kids knowing each other. You need to know like who your
for
folks is, so you
sure,
don't end up in a situation where one, like you said, y'all fighting, shooting at each other, or y'all fucking. Like,
for sure.
and that's what ends up happening if don't nobody know nobody. Or if I see your son, he can't even get in the car with me because he don't know me. I see a nigga on the bus stop in the rain, and I'm like, yo, come on, ain't you such and such son? He looking at me like, what the fuck is this nigga? That's a
No,
problem.
that's a problem for real. That's definitely a problem. Like I think, like me coming up, like we was all always tight. You know what I mean? Just because all we had was each other. You know what I mean? So it like, far as like, I mean, everybody didn't grow apart now. But when we was kids, man, we was always tight. But our kids know each other, and now they have their own relationships and phone calls. But we don't get together for like family reunions and stuff like that. So I
Only
totally
time you
agree
see
with
each
you.
only time you see each other is at a funeral where everybody goes, damn man, we gotta get
Yeah.
together, man. We gotta get together.
Mhm.
And that shit ain't never
Or,
happening.
or at the hospital before somebody die.
Yeah. Go ahead. What was your next one?
My next one was old school, well, similar to reunions, but just old school parties where people are really sweating and dancing and not uh people would be taking selfies and taking pictures and they're not even having a good time. Like they don't even want to be there. Like, you know what I mean? So that's that. I think that I call cap. You know what I'm saying? Like on people that do that. Like, man, I want to be when I'm dancing, I want to be dancing and having a good time. And I want everybody else there having a good time where, your clothes soaking wet. But everybody too cute now, man.
All of the dude either the chicks dancing with each other,
Oh
or
man, what's up with that? Like it just that there's
or
nothing wrong.
the chick is here in her phone Cause you
right?
think everybody wants to hear you sing the song and look at yourself and do this, and all of the niggas is doing it too.
No, for
Like
sure.
I've never, if I see that you're out somewhere on a live, is nothing is getting me to click off faster than you just staring at the phone, singing along to the song I can hear in the background.
Yeah,
As you probably smoking hookah, slowly blowing it out your mouth, and then you got it coming green and shit in the video. Like, yeah, it's nothing I care about less than this video.
yeah.
Like, okay.
But it got to the point now, bro, where it's just like I don't even really I stopped following a lot of that stuff too though. The same like rhetoric. Like how you hustle, like I get inspired by that. You know what I mean? Like that, like the like, yo, everything ain't nobody's showing the hard work, bro. Nobody, everybody is always,
Showing success.
yeah. It's just like, yo, I'm gonna show you how to get this money and I'm gonna do this. And we never see it. All we hear is your mouth. We never see the work. So I appreciate people like you. It's a lot of people that I follow now that's actually showing the work, man. Niggas is talking too much. You know what I mean?
This ain't even one of my joints, but what you basically saying is we used to prove and not show. You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure.
We used to
For
just put the
sure.
work. We used to put the work in and show you like this is the work that needs to be done. Instead of now, niggas is just showing you that. Niggas is just showing you the end result. Like
For sure. Everybody ain't balling, bro. Everybody
couldn't
ain't
tell, yeah,
rich.
but you couldn't tell by niggas' pages. Copy that.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, you know what I mean? It's just like, come on, man. Let's be real here. And then when people start saying certain stuff to me about, like what I do and how I do it, and like, no, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I do. Like we talked about off air, like just about how much your phone ring, sun up to
Yeah,
sundown. Nobody, no, dude text me at 3 a.m. the other day, like, hey man, can you come can you meet me at my house at one of my properties at 8 a.m.? It's at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, come on now. Don't talk to me about what you doing and where you at. Now, like, no, man, I'll put in the work.
hey, shit. Just a little bit behind the curtain. Me and Paco ready to hit record. The phone rings. Shout out to the BTG podcast. They called me live and asked me to do something real quick. So Paco gets a glimpse of me doing a read, looking up for a jacket because somebody's hitting me about that. And then my wife calls me. So, well, all while we got plenty of episodes to do today. But, the work never stops. This is what I always tell everybody. Full-time hustler is one of my joints, man. My last joint is we used to promote healthy relationships. We used to promote that, marriage ain't for everybody. So, let's not even go there. But a healthy relationship. We used to promote that being in a good space with your mate, your spouse, whomever that might be, was a good thing. We used to promote that you can be happy with somebody else. Everybody always acts like, man, I can only work on myself if I'm by myself. Everybody acts like relationships are all just toxic. Maybe you just haven't been in the right relationship. Maybe you needed to reevaluate the situation before you got into this relationship. Maybe you wasn't with the right kind of person because that's not even what you were looking for or wanted. But you got to ask all them kind of questions internally before you just go out here and just jump into some shit just to say that you in some shit. Just because Paco said, yo, we doing smoke free this next month, and you just said, all right, well, fuck it. And we've been talking for like 2 weeks. I might as well take her just so I got somebody to take. Now you can kind of speed this situation up because now you took this bitch on a trip, and now she's thinking this is something that it ain't. And you don't even really know too much about him. You don't really know too much about her. So now you just kind of
Sure.
fucking the whole situation. And like these relations, like man, I did that episode about the what are the benefits of being single after 35, and it was like I couldn't figure that one out because I don't know what those benefits might have been, but it's like basically everybody's just tired of all of the bullshit that has been going on, but it's like everything that you hear is about we outside and we out here just promoting like don't be in a healthy situation, don't be in nothing sturdy, don't be in nothing that shows your kids too that this is how shit should go. Like I just don't understand that type mindset and that type thinking. That's also though because my experience was different where my parents were late 30s and 40s when I was born and had been together for 30, 40 some years. So I don't understand that situation because that's not what I came from. They also never had one argument in front of me.
Man, your upbringing sound like mine. Like far as like just like, and I feel like, you know, I let my parents down in a lot of ways in that area, but I didn't, and maybe I was looking for my mom, you know what I mean? Or in that type of woman that I was trying to be married to. You know, like the modern day lady, like I don't even know if I can relate to that. You know what I mean?
I
Like
knew that I couldn't, which is why I'm out the game.
no, for sure. And it's not easy though, man. I don't care what nobody say. Don't nobody want to go home alone. And it's only and if you really about something, like you don't want to bed hop either though. Like that bed hopping get old, man, and it get expensive. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it all the way real. Like so when people be talking about, yeah, I'm outside and I'm doing this, I'm doing me, and I don't want to get married and that, man, just stay away from me, man. Like I mean, if you ain't no hustler, stay away from me. If you ain't trying to make no more money and take care of your kids, stay away from me. Like I'm killing everything. I'm making it very clear what I'm on. So it ain't no misunderstanding. You know what I mean? Like listen, if you don't want to build, talking to young ladies, if you don't want to build as a family and come together and be peaceful and be one, then like get out of my way. I'm just leave me alone, everybody. You
And
know,
again, I'm
so
not even. And again, like I try to throw these disclaimers because people, some people just hear certain shit and then they pick and choose what they heard. I'm not saying everybody gotta get married because marriage ain't for everybody. But a healthy relationship doesn't mean you say y'all gotta get married. A healthy relationship just means it ain't toxic. It means we ain't arguing all the fucking time. It means we agree. We're on an even accord. We're the fuck happy. Like, there's nothing wrong with being happy.
no,
And
no, for sure. Nothing wrong with being happy, but I think people people like living in their own comfort though. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
absolutely.
they don't want to change. Like it's certain things that you can't say to your wife and vice versa, or do with your wife because it's going to change the whole temperature in the household.
But you also realize that when you just become an adult, even if we use us for example, people who say like I say everything I think, that's stupid of you. That's immature of you to not realize that there are certain things that you just don't say. There's certain times and places for things to be said. Like you just don't go there all the time.
For
And that's
sure.
not you not being your authentic self. That's you being smart enough to know that I need to shut the fuck up right now.
Right.
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
me. I'm me. I'm doing me. And this is what you're gonna have to accept me for me. Then you just need to be mature enough to say, not everybody's gonna get me, and I just need to be by myself. And that's that person that say maybe a relationship and maybe marriage just not for you because you so consumed with who you are and how you
Mm-hmm.
like to operate. So maybe you just need to be by yourself.
And if you're so consumed with you, yeah, a relationship is not something that you need to be in. Because if you
Right.
don't understand compromise, then you don't understand any relationship. And that's two guys, two girls, two kids. If there's no
Business,
compromise, if
any
there's no
type of
compromise
relationship.
there, when you watch two kids play and the kid who keeps telling you that these is their toys, there's no compromise, and guess what? They're not going to play anymore. Like, so it's the same thing once you become an adult. Like you say, we're in a business relationship and you're not holding up your end of the bargain. You're not compromising here. You're not answering those 3 a.m. calls. You ain't never answering those 6 a.m. calls. If I'm always the one answering them, you're not compromising. You're not being uncomfortable like I'm being uncomfortable that we got issues.
For sure.
All right, now we're gonna switch the show up right here. Now we spotlight on Paco a little bit.
Uh,
Paco then got back in the game, took a little hiatus, and now he's back. I'm listening to the last episode that you had put out again as of recording. Excuse me. Where you talking about the mindset from being the worker? My bad. Damn, my bad. Burp was trying to come out, but it didn't come. Um, the mindset from being a worker to being the boss and having to deal with those constant calls and those constant uh not even able to get to everything. Trying to find people to trust to be able to handle those different things. Like you said, I had 3 calls in one day and I couldn't get to this 4th one. It was like I wanted to get there, but it wasn't just possible for me to get there. Like it just wasn't in the cards. How do you balance all of those different things with your situation?
Just what it just being me is just scheduling. Like I got calendars everywhere. My phone, one in my kitchen, so I have to plan like schedule. Like, cause if not, then everything get all out of whack. And so that's the only way like how I survive is definitely gotta keep a calendar in front of me. Yeah. Or planner or a little planner. Any type of planner. You need to write it down because the older we get, the more we forget stuff.
Yeah, mine be the text. Mine be the text to myself. If I got a whole bunch of shit to do for one day, all right, I'm gonna map it all out in this text. And if I see that my name is up high on my text thread, then that means we got something to look at. There's something that's in here.
For
And
sure.
it's like I said, I got shit. You hear the rundown. I got a million things going on. So like we
For
might
sure.
have 3 things going on. We might have. I did one day. I'm coming from a cleaning job, coming from a clean, going to a podcast, uh, ordering a jersey, and my man is calling me about another clean. Like, so I'm like, you caught me at the absolute worst time. But what I'm gonna do is call you back in like 2 hours, and we're gonna make sure we map that whole situation out. So yeah,
For sure.
you definitely got a structure plan, and my whole thing be you gotta treat all that shit like it's real. Can't treat that shit like it's a hobby.
Nah, man,
Um,
it gotta be real quick. It gotta be more than a hobby, man. Man, you want people to respect you. You want people to call you. You want people to refer you. You want to be clean cut. You want to represent yourself well. You want to speak clearly. Uh, it's certain things though, and people may think that you like yourself. If I say I don't go to nobody's house, like I get my haircut every week. I don't wear do rags. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I speak well. I cover my shoes or I take off my shoes. I put drop cloths down. Like, man, represent your business, man. Like, it just you won't want nobody walking to your house with muddy shoes, right? You know what I mean? Like, you won't
Not at
want,
all.
you know what I mean? So it's just like it's certain things that you have to understand. And if you run, say, I'm running a business, like I don't plan to go back to work for nobody else. Matter of fact, I'm not
Nah,
going back.
I really don't want to my damn self. Like,
Like, come on, bro. So what we doing? So you gotta treat it more than the hustle, or
one
or
of them
just a
things you
hobby.
said, one of the
Or
things you said too on that episode was, "It's not my money; it's the company's money." I love that.
yes, for sure,
You said like some niggas will go out and yeah, they're gonna go buy this truck, they're gonna go buy this house, they're gonna go do this, that, or whatever. And like, yeah, you can do it, but it's a difference in you can do it and you can afford it.
for sure,
Cause like if you got $1,000 and something costs 900, yeah, you can buy it. You can't afford it, but you can buy it. Like,
for sure, for sure, man.
um,
It's levels to it though, too, though, man. And everybody don't understand it. And even in our community, like I had one of my relatives, he flip houses. And he was like, he felt like his cost should be different because he's a general contractor. And just like, nah, bro, that's not how business work. Let's do the math. Let's add everything up what expenses are and how much stuff cost. Like what Hove said. Hove said niggas know the cost of everything, but the value of nothing. Just because this little PVC fitting costs $2, don't mean that it's worth $2. Put everything on top of it. The time to go get it, the time to put it in, the thought process, the map out, like everything. So what are we talking about? You just because you can say, okay, well, that ain't nothing, but a few dollars, it shouldn't cost that much. Well, find somebody that's willing to work with your budget.
Oh yeah, I tell motherfuckers all the time, the price is the price. You can either pay the price or you can't. But the price, the number is what it is. Because at the end of the day, like you were saying, I'm doing it all. And in them situations, it'd be like, nah, some of these different situations, if it's a plumbing job or something, it's like, I'm not the one that's doing it. So I gotta pay this dude, I gotta pay him, I gotta pay them, I gotta pay people to do this shit. So I can't come with a low number and nobody gets paid now. Or everybody gets paid but you, which what happens sometimes when you're the one who's in charge. You get paid last. You can't take yours off the top first and then tell niggas, look, I know I said this, but it's that now. It's not how business works.
It's not how business work, and you gonna ruin your name and your reputation, and then
Yep.
nobody want to work for you.
Hey man, it's one thing I always say. I don't play with my name. You don't know a nigga who got nothing bad to say about me because I don't take my name in vain. Um, One more thing before we wrap this episode up, Paco. Appreciate you for coming on, bro. Tell me, smoke free. You got the t-shirt on. Stretch it out for them. Let them get a good look at that now. You know what I'm
Oh, for
saying?
sure.
Where's the next thing we doing with the smoke free situation? When is the next
Wow.
smoke free weekend? Where can they find the t-shirts? What's going on, Paco? Talk to me.
For sure. I mean, right now, like I'm building for next year, and I have um a lot of unanswered things in my head. Um, but I do know it's gonna be something there for everybody. It's not just gonna be driven around what we do as podcasters, and it's time to make it bigger. And I move on my own time, my own accord with certain things. I'm not in a rush, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to be right. And I want
You
some
in
big,
charge. You can do that.
for sure. And I want some big names there, like big names. And I want to bridge, like I always, since I've been doing events, been doing this 7 years, bro, in this whole space of creating and been hosting events and stuff like that. So I want to bridge the gap between uh these hot names and then the people that's on the come up. So prime example, so it could be you there with Wallow, you know, or Gilly. You know what I'm saying? So almost, all right, y'all got a million listeners, y'all got a million followers. Okay, well, this person only got a few thousand. How can we all become one? And how can we all build together? You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at with it. It's more of just thinking bigger, not just thinking on a small scale of because we all in the same pool.
See, and what you're saying there is goes back to what my first answer was. We used to think about us and not just me. And that's
For
my
sure.
whole thing. My thing is I want to get the first class. And when I look to my left and to my right, I want to be able to see you there. I don't want to just be, who the fuck is this dude? What the fuck is she looking at? I want to look back and say, oh no, that's my Paco is right here. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. And also, bro, like I'm bringing money to our small community. Everybody that did something that's smoke free, they get paid, bro. We writing out contracts and stuff like that. Like, so, like, I want to keep doing that. So I had to be like, yo, let me focus on what make me money more and go hard in the paint. And now I can actually not always, we can't always look for a helping hand, because the helping hand that we asking for may not always understand what we're doing. So a lot of the stuff we doing, we have to invest in ourselves before
Plus,
others invest.
if you helping yourself, it makes the other person look, again, treating the shit like it's real. Makes the other person look like, okay, well, he really is trying. He really is doing something. He ain't just running his fucking mouth.
For sure. Bro, like how many t-shirts you think I gave out over the last few years? Like in Houston, I printed up 100 tees, bro, and gave them out to everybody that came to Houston. So it wasn't even like you ain't selling these. Why aren't you selling them? Like, bro, like everything ain't got to be attached to $1, bro.
Hey, bro.
This shirt right here, go all over the world, bro. When somebody just throwing this on and go to the grocery store, people like, what is a smoke-free weekend? But if you always looking for a dollar sign, they may not see that. They may not see your t-shirt because like, oh, I ain't got $20 right now.
Full disclosure, these wristbands, the gray and black ones was the first ones that I made. I worked the Roots picnic, got rid of 2 bags of these.
Wow.
Didn't want to sell one of them because, like you said, Wallow and Gilly, you brought them up. Them niggas both left with wristbands on. Everybody came through that door, got a wristband until I just ain't have no more. Because it's not about the money. It's about when your ass goes back to this one nigga, he from Vegas. When you go back to Vegas, I want you to have that shit on your arm. Every time somebody walk past, I'm like, yo, why's your wrist naked? Let's get you security, entourages, the artists, like production people, the niggas driving the carts, everybody. I want everybody because it's not about always, like you said, it ain't about the $2. It's about being visualized, it being seen somewhere else. When we were supposed to do the initial situation in Vegas, my head was already, like you just said, get these t-shirts printed up because there's people coming from everywhere. And when your ass goes back home, I want somebody to say, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
For
Oh, where you
sure.
get that joint from?
Right.
Then you can turn it in. That's the investment in yourself. And then that makes the other person go, well, damn, well, what's that? What's that? What's that? Same shit.
And it adds value to what you're doing though.
No doubt.
You know, it definitely adds value. So when we in Houston, people like, yo, what's going on the other side of town? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, so when it's a group of y'all and all y'all got on these t-shirts, you know, now it's a thing. Now it's like, why wasn't I invited? Why wasn't I there?
How come I'm late to the party? What's that? And how come I don't know about it? Copy.
You get what I'm saying? So it's
I had
people
even
like
wanted. I
get
even
your
had
wheels
one.
turning.
Look, I had one of the niggas. I had got his whole entourage and not the artist. So when they walking back past, he said, "How come he don't got? How come he don't got one of the bands on?" I'm like,
For
"Cause he didn't
sure.
come over here.
For
Like
sure.
y'all was all over here. He wasn't. I'm not
For
chasing him
sure.
down, but you over here. Let's get you one. You know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying?
You know,
But,
not I put it like this, and this no shade to nobody that was selling stuff at Smoke Free Weekend. I told everybody to bring stuff so they can sell. Like, man, dude sold books, people sold sunglasses, you know, and all that stuff was welcome there. Like it wasn't even no price tag. Like, yeah, if you want to do that, man, it's gonna be $100 or it's gonna be $50. Give me that. So no, bro, this ain't even about that. You know what I mean? And I want people, but you can't get people to start thinking bigger than themselves. Like you said, though, it's all about me, me, me. Somebody could have gave me a t-shirt, like, man, I'm gonna give you a t-shirt. Can you just do a video for me and promote my t-shirt? And that'll sell more t-shirts. I'm gonna give you one just to sell another 10. You know, and people don't, if people open up their minds, they'll understand what's really going on.
and again, if anybody's listening to this, it's not saying give all your products away and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's also to say sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it's not about, like you said, to sell one. It's about the visualization to get this shit in front of 10 more people, so that you gave one, but then you sold 10.
Behind, listen to this. So if I pressed up 1,000 mixtapes, and out of that 1,000 mixtapes, 200 people listened to my mixtape, did I win?
Yeah, because that's 200 more people than you had yesterday.
Exactly. So that's how I look at products. Like, yo, in order for people to understand what you're trying to do, like you gonna lose that type of money though. You know what I mean? In order to sell $1,000 tee, you're gonna have to give away a tee or two. Or you're gonna have to give away
It's
1,000
not
tees in
even that
order
you
to sell.
losing, like you said. That's an investment in yourself. That's an investment in the company. Like,
For sure. You're a billboard. Your wristbands are a billboard. You promote when they
oh,
see this,
absolutely.
it's a movement.
Hey, got him in green and white now. You know what I'm saying? And got him in gray and black. I got the sweatpants on too right now. You know what I'm saying? Those are the Custom Hustle sweatpants. Those can be purchased at Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co on Twitter. All
You're
right,
a
hey
walking
bro.
billboard. You're a
Every
walking
time
billboard, bro.
I tell niggas all the time, you won't never see me in something I don't own. Appreciate you coming on though, bro. That's episode 82, y'all. Paco, tell them where to follow you at and all of that shit. I forgot about that. Tell them where to
I'm
follow
in,
you and tell them where you coming in from. International hype, not just the hashtag. It's a way of life.
yeah, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Two businesses here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Throw those out now.
Smoke.
No, whoa. Let's not gloss over that now.
No, for sure.
216 the blend is out in the Ohio area now. So you saying
Yeah,
we got
no, for
listeners
sure.
out
Shout
there.
to my
Throw that
yeah,
out.
for
Throw that out
sure.
there.
For sure, yeah. Henderson Plumbing, you know what I mean? I'm all over Ohio. You know what I mean? Soon to be in Tennessee, licensing on both states. You know what I mean? Licensed contractor in both states, Tennessee and in Ohio. Smoke free medias all over the world. I got teas and other products all over the world where you can see it on my Instagram, Smoke Free Media, and my personal is at Blk Paco. You know what I mean? You can follow me. Follow me, man. Like I want positive people. Don't follow me if you always posting the same stuff, if you ain't talking about striving and being better and doing more for yourself and your family, I stay away from that. So.
Copy that. That was episode 82, y'all. We are out.